This is the BreakThrough Toolbox, a magic set of tools to avoid arguments, feeling down, frustrated, and paralyzed. With this toolbox, you'll get the right tools to avoid relationship breakups, internal struggle, and frustration. A set of magic mental tools to solve your internal struggles and have happier and healthier relationships. These tools will get you started to get happier now rather than later. If this is your first contact with this toolbox, please start this toolbox from episode 1 and set your podcast playlist from earliest to latest and listen to this magic toolbox in the order it was intended. This is a Limitless production and a BreakThrough presentation for you to get the breakthrough you need to get happier now and avoid feeling unappreciated, to get you the mental health you want and live a life they write romantic novels about. Please check the show notes for the additional information you're looking for and send your success stories. Chapter 2. What gets measured gets managed. Peter Drucker. You need to know where you are and where you want to go to make progress. A simple tool to track this is the 1 to 100 assessment scale. This is a significance and a commitment scale. What this means is how much significance this has in your life and how much commitment you have to solving it. It's the same as a 1 to 10 scale, but this scale allows you to be a lot more flexible and a lot more accurate without using any decimal points. On each activity and assessment of what you'd like to solve or achieve, I'm going to ask you to evaluate yourself. Evaluate its importance and evaluate your desire to achieve your outcome. There is a catch. The simple rule is you cannot use the 70 range, the same as 1 to 10. If you rate between 1 and 10, you can't use 7. For an example, when someone asks you to rate something that is not too bad, nor is it lighting any fireworks, we tend to go with 7. And if you use the 1 to 100 scale, we would generally lean into the 70 range. When you use the scale for self-assessment, take the 70 out. This is a simple technique that I learned from Tim Ferriss. On the 1 to 10 scale and the 1 to 100 scale, 7 and 70 is a safe number. It's neither too high, nor is it too low. It's safe. It leans to the side of not bad. We want to avoid this one. So when you use this assessment, the reason why we take the 70 range out is because I want to press you on this. I want to press you to fall either side of the 70 range, either an 80 and above, and dare I say 69 and below. If you choose 80 and above, it leans towards full commitment. Now, to get clear on this, the following guide is a loose analysis of how this works and how the numbers will overlap. This 1 to 100 scale definitely overlaps. It's up to you to measure this. As a guide, let's say 0 to 35, it's often insignificant. There's no commitment to getting this handled, and it has very little significance in your life. If you choose the 40 range, the likelihood of follow-through or the importance will probably fall almost to 0. From 40 to 50, this requires a lot more attention. It requires more digging, and it will take further evaluation. The 50 to 60 range becomes something that is niggling you. This becomes something that starts to gnaw at you. It becomes background radiation or noise. The thing is, in this range, it still lacks commitment. It hasn't become something which is really pressing. And currently, what we want to do is we want to find the big things. We want to find the big ones to sort out first. As we lean into the 60 to 70 range, 60 to 70 indicates that there is something going on here. And again, this needs further evaluation. This needs further attention. As we skip 70 and we go from 80 to 100, this is the sweet spot. This is the sweet spot for this toolbox. We want to find issues and troubles and problems and challenges and whatever it is you want to call it. We want to find whatever is in this range, and we want to go to work on those things. This is what the toolbox is for. You want to be working with what is over the 80 mark first before you tackle the mundane and insignificant issues. This is an assessment tool. This scale is a tool to be used to assess what is really important to you. Use it well and use it wisely. Of course, always keep in mind that there may be resistance in this. There might be some denial or unawareness lurking in the lower scale numbers. It is always good to reevaluate your scores on certain challenges from time to time. And sometimes those things which were, let's say, below 40, sometimes they become an 80. If you'd like to take the scale to ninja level, use it like this. Give your challenge a 3 metric score. How big is this challenge for you? How much would you like this challenge to disappear? And how hard are you prepared to work at resolving this challenge? I'll run that by you again. First, how much of this is a problem or a challenge for you? Second, how committed to rectifying this are you? And thirdly, how successful do you think you'll be at solving this problem or this challenge? Give each of those a score between 1 to 100, and then add up your score. If you add up your numbers for each of these, and your number does not exceed 220, you need to assess this issue again. I'll give you an example. Let's say this problem or challenge was an 80 for you. And in the moment, you thought that you were 100% committed to solving this problem. However, after evaluating it, you realize that you're only about 30% committed. This will give you a score of 210. For this issue, you are below baseline, and you'll either need to reevaluate your take on the situation or make this one more of a priority for you. Or you can simply let this one go. Now, this might sound simple, but this is very important. This is very important because you have bigger fish to fry. Focus on the big things first, and you will see how your priorities change. Once you knocked out the bigger things and you have more space and time, then you can deal with those other things. Or what you might find is those things will simply disappear on their own. Chapter summary. What gets measured gets managed. Use the assessment scale to measure and evaluate your problems, issues, and challenges. Use the scale to check how important the things are to you. Sometimes our emotions make them feel way bigger of an issue than they really are. The scale will support you to filter this. If you use the Ninja level scale, anything less than 220 needs to be reevaluated or drop down your list. Remember, you can't use 7 or the 70 range. Have fun.